weight, but really, it's really in its infancy.
Yeah. With the KOTD season 1, did you hear any talkings of that from speaking with Organik, Gully, other KOTD staff members up before the announcement of it? Because I know from what I've heard, I shouldn't say I know, this is something that Organics wanted to do for a long time. He just didn't know exactly the logistics of it all. So have you heard talks about this in the past before it actually became a thing?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, I worked with them a lot on the scoring system, and
oh, really?
Yeah. So
we're gonna get into that after your answer. So continue.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to speak about.
Okay, I don't want to get you in any shit, but as much as you can.
But no, I mean, I know that this was an idea for GZ. What we wanted to do for development is we set up a point system for battlers to come up through GZ so that they could say, hey, I got this many points, I deserve a shot on KOTD. Because a lot of the time we were developing guys on GZ who would be like, I can't get on King of the Dot, I don't know what's going on here, and then they'd fuck off to somewhere else, or they'd retire, and that's disheartening and hard on developing talent. And at Premier Battles, they did for a period of time, they did some judged battles in a sort of seasons-esque sort of thing. But yeah, like on this scale, with the names involved, I mean, this is wild, and it's such an enormous risk when you think about how you're going to compete with smack throwing events every weekend on caffeine. It's like, this is it. You're out on a limb here, and you're really risking it all for a concept that is unproven, and like the scoring system, the judging, everything has to be perfect, because if anything goes wrong, it all falls apart. It's an enormously ballsy move. So yeah, I jumped in to help however I could, for sure.
Is that where Grand Prix came in? Grand Prix was sort of a test run for the seasons.
Yeah,
test out the judges, test out the scoring systems and all that shit, right? And
yeah. So we had the scoring system with the Grand Prix, and this is Organic's, brainchild. All credit to him, because it's a really brilliant system. When you think about how many people have tried to create a scoring system for what is essentially, performance art. It's subjective performance art.
Yep.
Damn. I don't know how you would begin to go about doing that, but he's worked it out through, his experience with boxing scoring and fights and stuff like that, which is great. And it turns out it works really well. The whole system, the point system, and my job was sort of to figure out how that would work over the course of a season, and how we could make the rankings work and incorporate the fan vote and things like that. Flesh it out a bit more. But it's Organic's brainchild. And yeah, the Grand Prix was sort of a test run. It was tough with the Grand Prix though, because once you're done, you're eliminated.
Yeah.
Like with the season, it's like you can lose a battle and end up with more points than the guy who won.
Yeah.
So it's really important to do your best going forward.
What's
crazy?
What aspects or what kind of input did you give towards developing the scoring system for season 1? If you can't talk on it, don't. Just be like, give us no comment. You've been diplomatic as fuck at the start. Go back to that if you'd like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. I definitely don't want to get you in any sort of hot water.
So. No. I think I'm pretty sure it's just common knowledge. Like, he created the this great boxing scoring system. It's a 10-9 system.
Yep.
10 points. It's brilliant. And so we needed a way to figure out how to incorporate the fan vote as another aspect of that system. So people are talking about, the perfect 150, and like, if you get 150, that's it. Everybody's looking for a 150 against their opponent. That happened because we've got the 4 judges giving their 30 points, and then we translate the fan vote into another 30 points potentially.
So with the fan vote, real quick, that whoever wins, that's does it automatically turn into? Oh no, I guess you can vote 2-1. You can vote 2-1. Yeah, I was thinking, is that an automatic 30-27? But no, on the polling you can do 2-1. Sorry, I'm an asshole. Continue.
No, not at all. That's basically it, and that helps figure it out. Like the whole point about this is that it's really new to everybody, and
it's fun.
Even the battlers don't really fully understand. I'm sure don't fully understand everything, and so we just having to go take it day by day and work out the kinks and make sure that it's solid and that people believe in it, so that we can be ready for season 2 if we need to tweak anything. But just Organik coming with his own scoring system and us implementing it and organizing the judges so that they're really familiar. I mean, that's the most important part, is that the judges are extremely familiar, so we don't get another disaster frack thing.
I was gonna say, even though people got kicked out at Grand Prix, I think the most important part was to work out the judges.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, especially when you think about the playoffs and like the implications down the road, like we're at the first round of battles. So, like, oh man, I only got this many points. But, when you're at your last battle, you need those points.
Yep.
And it's going to be, it's every single point matters, but it matters a lot more when you're close to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the judging has to be super tight. I'm working on the judging commission. It's the IJC, the Independent Judging Commission.
Hey, I saw something about that. That's like a legit thing, right?
Yeah. So that's me and Mickey Factz and P Stats from Battle Rap Stats.
Holy shit! Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, we've had a lot of meetings about it, and we've been working really hard, and the whole IJC community of judges is really tight knit group. And we're really committed to, keeping things fair and transparent and maintaining the integrity of all the judging throughout. So that's sort of like the stuff that I'm working on.
That's
like
cool
alongside KOTD. Yeah.
No, that's cool as shit. So like, how did that whole thing come about? And how did you end up like that trio, the three of you together? Right? Like, is it like one guy called the other guy, or were you guys like appointed? You know what I mean? And now you're forced to work together. How did that come about?
Well, when we came up with the judging system, Organik was like, we need some way to keep this
honest.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If it's KOTD, then it's like, oh, you work for KOTD.
Yep.
Oh, you're just doing what Organik says. Because I think the thing with disaster versus frack is a lot of people were like, oh, obviously KOD has rigged it for disaster because they can't have disaster lose. But that's not what happened. I mean, that's not even in the realm of possibilities. I mean, when you look at what happened, that's not what happened. You had a bunch of judges in a room who saw disaster live, which is wildly different from seeing disaster on a stream. And to infer that it was like some nefarious plot by KOTD to put people ahead is ludicrous, but you have to distance yourself from that perception. So I said, I'm working on Reddit. Maybe we can have it be a Reddit thing. And we just wanted to find some way to make it something else. So we created the IJC. And then as we were putting the battlers or the judges together, Organik was like, Mickey Factz is really interested in helping out. And so Mickey brought in P Stats, and we sort of put everything together, me, Mickey, and P Stats. And now, Organik is the client. So we're working for him because we're providing the judges for him. But when it comes to the integrity of the judging panel and, choosing which judges and making sure that they have no bias or they have no affiliation with anybody, like these things are on the IJC. So we have that separation.
Where do you apply?